Hello, friends. Welcome back to Wednesday D&D with the Adventures Tabletop crew. My name is For the Win. I am your resident daddy DM. It is great to have you here joining us. As always, we are joined by the group that includes... What's up, Sido Heart? How you doing, my friend? Hello. So Anarnek is getting played today by Sheila with lots of numbers in her name. Draxon is being played by Thorn, who is the international man of mystery and doesn't have any sort of online presence. He's just a sneaky rogue. Nero is getting played by the great WT, who is our resident old man. Our old man warlock. Uther is getting played by Darren DeRise, and of course Rack Rasto is getting played by none other than Mr. Mad Hollow, the real Mad Hollow. If you're looking for any of our personal projects, you can look down below or type, is it !socials? Anyways, it's in our panels down below. So if you look down in the panels down below, you can see hyperlinks. It is socials. There you go. You can see hyperlinks to all of our individual projects. Yeah. So feel free to follow us on our own individual stuff. There are many of us that are streamers of various things. The great WT and I work on a podcast together. And come hang out with us. Come check us out in our personal ventures. This channel is going to start getting used a little bit more. I know I'm going to be doing a DM prep session. Probably. It's a good question. Probably at some point next week. I'm going to be doing a DM prep session. So if anybody is interested in seeing how I prepare, I've had lots of people ask me about it, but if people are interested in seeing how I prepare for a D&D session, I will be showing that off. I will tell my players to stay the hell away from it, including staying away from the VODs, and we will do a DM prep session so I can try and give you guys some tips and tricks and make it easier on you folks to maybe prep for your own D&D session. You can ask me DM questions, you can ask me D&D questions. You can try and convince me to give the players some really cool stuff for free, and I will lean right into the mic like this and I will whisper to you, no. You'll get some no ASMR. And the more you ask me, the less ASMR it'll be and the more aggressive it'll be. So if you're into that, we'll see you next week where I can tell you a firm no. As for this campaign, though, this is Horde of the Dragon Queen. We are on episode number 14. We have been... the group has been making their way, trying to infiltrate the cult of the Dragon Queen. And they have found themselves returning to the base camp where the Dragon Queen community was set up, where they were holding a monk hostage. They returned on some intel that the monk had about how there was a cave at the edge of the camp that was being used as like a hatchery for dragons, dragon eggs and stuff like that. They've spent the last couple sessions actually infiltrating this cave and exploring the vast depths that's within it. They have found some eggs and smashed them to death. And just as they were leaving the cave, they were talking about just calling it good when Rack found plumbing the depths of Wit's cave. Man, can we quote that, please? That's terrible. That is terrible. So exclamation point lewd. So, man, you guys rattled me. I gotta turn off chat for a second. You found a wall. Yes, where Rack found a wall, and subsequently the rest of the party found a switch. that opened up a little secret passage. Where they found a passage that leads into another part of the cave that they haven't explored yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump right back into it. This is right after the cave has been open, or is right after the right after the opening has been found. That's where we decided to call it because it was getting late. There we go. Done. All right. So again, as you guys hit the switch, and you hear a rumbling as though like earth and stone is grinding on earth and stone. And Rack, you feel yourself suddenly dip as the floor underneath you starts to lower. And what you find is at the end of this, you brace yourself because obviously you would probably not be super thrilled about the floor or about the ground moving underneath you. And what you do is as you brace yourself and you wait, as the floor kind of grinds itself to a halt, you now find yourself on a ramp leading down from the wall that you were originally looking at. You are now staring down into a hallway. The hallway extends straight towards you it kind of curves to the left of you. And then as it goes, you notice that it also curves a little slightly to the left and slightly to the right in a fork that is looking in front of you.
Can I wild shape into a wolf?
Yes.
Now that that's happened, I'm pretty sure somebody's heard it. If not, Rack would like to listen and see if he hears anything in the tunnels ahead.
You would like to listen and hear.
Considering he's already kind of on the ramp, which, by the way, I also assume the ramp's like it's not slick enough for him to slide down. He can
no. Yes. It's a stone ramp, but it's not smooth by any stretch. Like this is like textured stone. Like it's very rough still.
And is there anything you would like me to perform for like listening ahead or?
Go ahead and make a perception check. Yeah, because you'd be actively listening. Yeah, go ahead.
Started off with a 17 tonight.
Sure. You can kind of hear up ahead of you, and it's hard for you to tell, although you feel that it's likely coming from the left hand. From like the left hand fork in the road, so the one that kind of goes that way. You feel that you can hear the sound of movement, like you can hear the sound of people moving. You can hear the sound of like steel kind of not the sound of combat, but like the sound of people moving in steel or like moving with steel. So like the sounds of like swords being prepped, or like people walking with a sword in their hand and just kind of haphazardly maybe glancing it off of a wall or something like that. You hear the sounds of it would come across to you as like mumbles.
Rack's gonna turn around and he's gonna say, "Hey, left side here sounds like steel, maybe soldiers, I don't know."
Can I try to smell? Because I have keen hearing and smell. Can I try and see if I smell anything that's kind of out of place from what we've seen around the rest of the cave?
Sure.
A 25.
Okay. So what, I mean, in terms of things that are out of place, so I'm gonna answer this, and then I'm gonna circle back around to try and just talk kind of not to you guys for a sec. So in terms of smelling things that are like out of place per se, I mean, you're getting a lot of the same smells that you got up around the, like, where the shrine was. Like, you're getting a lot of smells of like humanoids. You're getting a lot of smells of like very, very similar smells to the camp, I should say.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so like I'm not quite sure what you're looking for in terms of out of place.
Just, like we've had dragons and other things around, and just in case there was something different here, like something, completely offbeat, like, I don't know, say there was like a crazy, like,
okay, like if all of a sudden like a fucking troll were to walk out or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, yeah, no, you don't get anything like that. This is all, I mean, it's off-putting to you, but at the same time, it's nothing out of the realm of something you've already experienced.
Okay, cool.
Okay, now I'm going to quickly turn my attention here. I'm going to try and catch the viewers up, for those of you who are popping in on like episode people. So this is episode 14. I'm going to give a quick rundown. I'm going to really give like a very quick, like 3-minute TLDR Cole's Notes version of what has happened since the beginning. So in the beginning, guys, this group of adventurers was traveling independently but together. Like, they were all kind of in a cart. They were traveling from one city to another. These were 5 individuals that didn't know each other from anybody. Group of weirdos, really. So they were traveling together just in look of who knows what. They were looking for a change within their own lives, right? Whether that was a means of making some money, whether that was a means of just getting out of a bad situation, or possibly looking for a situation to get into. These guys were traveling independently. They'd kind of they'd ended up in the back of a cart, and this cart was traveling from one major town towards another one. During their travels, they ended up coming across a town called Greenest. Greenest is a lovely little farming town. It's a really sleepy town, not really too much of anything going on. But as they approached Greenest, or as they were kind of traveling past Greenest, they realized that the town itself was under siege by a group of cultists, and these cultists happened to have control of an adult dragon that was circling around the main keep, if you will, of the town. Like, it's not a very large town, but it was big enough to have like kind of like a fort, right? Like a fortified place where they where all of the kind of business was happening from a noble standpoint. The group took it upon themselves to band together and try and stop the siege, or aid to stop the siege as best they could. They got into it, and they ended up meeting a very aloof governor who really doesn't have a whole lot of business being a governor. But given the situation and the incentive of a bit of coin, they decided to help and try and defend the town. They defended the town successfully, but in the process, it was brought to their attention that a monk named Leosin had been kidnapped or had been taken from this town, and this Leosin character had some information that would be very beneficial. That not only did the governor want to know what exactly was going on, but the party thought that there might be a little more to it. So they went. So the next step that they took care of after the end of the siege, which lasted for hours and hours. The next thing that happened after the siege is they took off into this camp, which is where they find themselves now. But they went to the camp to go and try and rescue Leosin. Upon successfully rescuing Leosin through cause of utter goddamn chaos within the camp, this group turns out that they're apparently not one much for subtleties. And more so for absolute anarchy. So they took off and they rescued Leosin. They brought him back to Greenest's, what would you even call it? Kind of like their settlement outside of the town, like where a bunch of the people had fled to. And they just kind of set up like a temporary camp. They set up like a temporary camp, and they got Leosin, a refugee camp. That's a very good word. That's a very good term for it. So they set up like a refugee camp to try and manage the people while they were getting themselves sorted out. So after having an opportunity to actually talk with Leosin for a while, they got into it. They found out this information about how this cave at the back of the camp that was really kind of, it wasn't like, it didn't have a lot of attention brought to it. Like, it was purposefully kind of kept low key, that in this camp that there was potentially it was potentially being used to hatch some dragon eggs and that sort of stuff. So once again, the adventurers take off and they headed back to the camp and into the cave, which is where we find ourselves now. Upon exploring the cave, they found a bunch of stuff, including some guards and various kobolds that were trying to protect the eggs and that sort of stuff. After dispatching many kobolds, cultists, and a couple guard drakes alike, they ended up coming across 3 3-foot tall eggs. Okay, the party investigated these eggs and determined that these eggs very likely had dragon whelps within them, dragon wormlings, baby dragons, whatever you want to call them, and took it upon themselves to smash the eggs, therefore ending the lives of the baby dragons. This at that point, they decided that their work here was somewhat done because they couldn't find anything else really to explore, and they were on their way back out towards they were on their way to leaving the camp. Now, if you look on the screen on the stream right now, I'm going to put an arrow up there. This purple arrow represents the direction to leave. Okay, so they were headed in the direction of the arrow, looking to kind of head out of the cave. Upon trying to leave the cave, the Minotaur, Rakrasto, kind of found himself admiring a wall because it just didn't seem right to him. Okay, so he was admiring this wall, and the rest of the group were kind of searching around a little bit because, again, something just didn't feel quite right. They found a hidden switch on one of the columns, on one of these stone columns that are kind of spread out throughout this little entryway into the cave, and found a button. They pushed the button, which now caused the floor to move and opened up this new passageway, which is where we find ourselves right now. Rak is now looking like he is interested in moving slightly down the hall. Is that correct, Rak?
Rak's gonna take a few steps forward to kind of to kind of look in that general direction of where, the sound was coming from.
Okay, sounds good. Let me give you probably a bit of this and a little bit of this. All right. So in this hut, in here, you can see. There we go. So yeah, you'd be able to see a bunch of stuff right now. So there you go. You can now see. There's you can see 3 cultists kind of shuffling around a little bit. It looks like they're busily they're busily kind of just like there's 2 of them are, you see that 2 of them are kind of like deep in reading various scrolls and scripts and that sort of stuff, and one of them is he's like you can see him, he's like rummaging through us like his bags or what would appear to be his belongings. They have not noticed you as of yet.
Rack is going to motion everybody and point down this path, assuming that they're all paying attention, and see, and just to try to get everybody closer and to see what everybody else thinks. He's, like I said, he's not going to say anything. He's just going to look back and motion with his hands and try to get them to kind of line up with him or come closer.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of walk up gingerly, quietly, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the Uther in wolf form then walks up towards Rack, and what is everyone else doing?
It seems pretty tight in there. I don't know. Being in front's not my deal.
I'll walk behind you, Nero.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell me what's going on there, Rack? What do you see, buddy?
Rack is gonna relay, hopefully Nero's listening with his special mind speak. Rack's gonna be like, from what I can tell, there's about 3 in the room that I can see. Could be more. I don't know how big the room is, but there's soldiers in there and they haven't noticed me yet.
I will relay back that maybe we send in Draxon, and then I'll turn to Draxon and be like, there's 3 of them in the Rack says there's 3 in that room. Maybe it'd be good if you tried to take out a couple of them first.
Okay, but I would need all of you to back up.
Her neck moves without hesitation.
After this getting relayed to Rack, Rack is going to back up to about right there, hoping that's far enough. If not, he can go more.
Once I see Rack moving back, I will probably do the same.
That makes sense. Okay. So you would be able to see. Sorry. From there, you'd be able to see 2. Like, you'd be able to see 2 of the 3. Like, you wouldn't necessarily see the guy on the far right-hand side, but you definitely see the 2 of them. Those 2 are the ones that are like reading scriptures and, you know, they seem quite occupied in reading some sort of parchment.
Okay, I will move forward one more square.
Okay. Are you doing this stealthily? Are you just like how are you doing this?
I'm trying to be as quiet as possible.
Okay. I mean, go ahead and make a stealth check.
And with him doing that, can Rack ready in action just to like be set up?
Sure. What action are you readying, and what is the trigger in order to use that action?
Rack is readying one of his hand axes to toss upon if one of these fellows comes running down the corridor to try to aid Draxon a little bit. So if one of them starts to get a little bit too close and Raxon decides to retreat, then Rack's going to toss his axe and try to at least knock one of them down.
Understood. Absolutely. Okay. Draxon, you're feeling quite stealthy. You're sneaking your way along. You're kind of like pressed up against the walls and shuffling your way over. From there, I mean, from that position, you'll be able to see the third guy for sure. He's kind of like rummaging through his bag. He's like sitting on a cot. Kind of has his feet kicked up. I mean, he's not really looking necessarily combat ready, I suppose.
To start, I'd like to take the vial of Snoother venom out of my bag and apply it
Snoother venom
and apply it to 3 of my arrows.
Sure.
And then I would like to try and shoot them with my short bow.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you would be able to. I mean, you'd be able to shoot one. Okay. I mean, let's see how you do on this first one before we start talking about subsequent attacks. But I think you'd probably be able to get off 2 attacks before anything crazy.
Great. Does this count as a surprise round?
Yes.
Excellent. So I get advantage because of assassinate because I haven't gone yet. And let's try this first one. Ooh, that's not good. That is a 10.
Okay, so you fire this first arrow, and it like fired it at. Doesn't matter really who you fired it at. You fired. Okay, so it like sticks in the wall in between cultists 2 and 3. As you do that, they kind of like they. Okay, yeah, they look up and they like the basically cultist 3. I guess let's see if the other one sees you too. Sure, why not? No, he does. Wow. Okay, so cultist 3 looks up and he like makes like direct eye contact with you, and you hear him like yell out. You hear him yell out, "Invaders! They're here for the eggs!" And at that point, we will roll the initiatives.
Do us as a group hear them yell invaders?
Yes.
I rolled a 2, a 1, natural 1.
21.
So
7.
6.
wow. These initiatives though. Okay, and WT is quickly just checking on his children. So we will. I don't think he's going to be able to beat Uther. In fact, I know for a fact he won't be able to beat Uther, just given his dexterity or his initiative modifiers. So Uther, you're going to get a chance to go first
How do you know he's not going to roll a 22?
because he has a -1, and he rolled a 3.
I have my child here with me, so apologies if he comes through at all.
Hey, you're all good.
All right,
Okay.
I would like to run up to that opening and attack Cultist 1.
Okay. Upon running up to that opening, you'd be able to see more of the room.
And let out a large growl as I'm doing it, especially after seeing all of that.
You'd be able to see that too. Okay.
So a 21, not that.
I hope you didn't get a nat 21. That'd be impressive. I would question your dice. 21 hits.
Okay, so then my bite attack for 4 damage. And
Okay.
he needs to make a strength save.
He succeeded on his strength save.
All right, so then he's not knocked prone.
Okay.
And that would be my turn.
Oh, I guess I didn't put a round up, but there, I'll do that right now. There we go. That's your turn. Okay, cultist number 1. Oh, that's the one you attacked. Cultist number 1, he draws his scimitar as you bite into him. He is going to draw his scimitar and he is going to make a scimitar attack at you. With a 10 to hit.
That's a
Which
miss.
is- All right. You see him like kind of slash at you as he's like, what the, he's like, they're here for the eggs. Defend the eggs. As he like slashes this scimitar at you, you hear it kind of clang off the stone just over top of your wolfy head. Cultist number, this guy. Okay. This guy is going to 10, 15, 20. Jesus. I mean, fuck. Yeah, he's going to get up in here as well, and he's going to slash at you with his scimitar with a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that one will hit.
Okay. He deals 5 points of damage to you. This guy, where is he? There he is. Hey, so you see the guy, Uther, you see the guy on your left or right hand side of the screen if you're looking at the screen, Cultist 6. This guy is gonna he's gonna take off 2, 3, 4, 5. He's gonna take off down the hallway on the eastern side of the room. You hear him says, he's like, I must protect the eggs as he takes off. Cultist 5. Where are you? There you are. He is going to. Cultist 5 is going to kind of take off just a 5-foot step forward. He's going to take up a defensive. He's going to take the defend action, or otherwise take up a defensive stance. So if anyone rolls against him, we will address that when it comes. Same with Cultist 3. He's also taking a 5-foot step forward and also defending himself. He is like kind of, again, like grabbing his scimitar, preparing himself for a battle, but not really doing anything otherwise. Cultist 2 is going to take off down the hallway. 3, 4, there. Okay, the guards. How are we gonna do this? This guard is gonna go as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So, two of the cultists and one of the guards has now taken off down the hallway. Draxon, it is your turn. Draxon, you would not have actually seen the guard leave, but you would have seen two cultists run across your field of vision, heading from west to east, and disappear out of the east side. You don't know where they went. You saw them kind of you just saw them like these couple of guys. Basically what you saw, Draxon, is you saw the cultist. You see Uther run up, try and bite at a cultist, or well, effectively bite at a cultist, I should say. The cultist then swings. The cultist then like gets up, grabs a scimitar, takes a swing at Uther, missing. Another cultist coming up to Uther, swinging at Uther and hitting. Like two cultists taking up defensive positions. You would not be able to. You'd only be able to see those. You'd only be able to see cultist 3. So you see one cultist 3 kind of like take up this defensive position. You wouldn't actually see 5 yet. And then you also see two cultists that, like I said, move from your right hand side to your left hand side, just kind of running across the room, and just like entering your vision and then exiting your vision from what you can see out of that hallway. It is your turn.
How tall is the tunnel into the room and the room itself?
10 feet.
10 feet. I will fire an arrow over one of the other 2 poisoned arrows over Uther's head at cultist 4.
Okay, yeah.
And that's a nat 1.
Okay. Yeah, that one like as you fire it towards cultist 4, you notice that it kind of like ricochets off of the rocks just before cultist 4 and ends up just like not hitting anything. Like it just kind of like as it hits the rocks, you see the shaft of the arrow actually kind of snap in two. Not completely in two, but break, and just end up in a looking more like a boomerang than an arrow.
That is unfortunate. Well, I will move over so people behind me can get through, and that will be my turn.
Sure. This guy is going to become a part of the defensive stance gang, and he's otherwise not going to do anything. He's just going to like grab a scimitar, prepare himself, take up a defensive stance, therefore taking the defend action. Andernek, it is your turn. So you hear all of this. You hear a bunch of like clanging and clattering and the sound of steel hitting stone. You hear Draxon probably like cursing under his breath, and the sound of an arrow, like a piece of wood, like a branch or something, breaking, as one of Draxon's arrow shafts like breaks as it hits the wall. Yeah, you hear like the sound of a lot of footsteps, like a lot of just like, doom 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 of people, like, except it's feet on stone, right? So there's not a lot of reverb to it, but you hear the sound of quite a few footsteps. Yeah, there you go.
Upon hearing all that and the massive growl coming out of the wolf, Annek's tiny little elf, half elf form that she is going to take off running down the tunnel, her feet slapping on the ground as she runs, because she's barefoot. And if the DM will allow it, she is going to try to vault over the wolf to get at the beast just past him.
You're trying to go over him.
Yes, what I would like to do
Mhm.
is get over him and try to land on the guy in front of him with my bonus action wild shape.
Okay. You know what? Normally I would say no, but because that sounds fucking hella badass in my head, I'll let it go. Like, let's do it. So what you're gonna have to do is I'm gonna say you're gonna make either an athletics or an acrobatics check with a DC 12. Right? So it's gonna be a DC 12 just because it's not I mean it's like jumping over Uther isn't the crazy part, but jumping over Uther to a spot where the like you know, and then like doing shit with the cultists. DC 12, athletics or acrobatics, and it'll take your standard and your bonus to do like the whole wild shape thing. But I'll let you make an attack at the end of it. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. All right, and just a straight roll, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, 9.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Roll me a raw, like just a raw d20 roll. 11. Okay, so we're gonna say you land on your feet. I was gonna say 1 to 10 you land on your face, 11 to 20 you land on your feet. Okay, so you land on your feet, but you are somewhere about there. Does that make sense? That's fair?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
And will I still be allowed to bonus action wild shape?
Yes, the wild shape will go through. I have no problem with the wild shape going through, but the attack misses completely.
I will accept that. I will accept.
Cool.
I am going to bonus action wild shape into
Oh, and it can't be a bear because you don't have enough room. That's the okay.
Well, I mean, technically, if I wild shaped, wouldn't it push them back, or no?
No. You wouldn't be able to. Like, could you imagine a bear lunging? No, no, that is too obtuse. It has to be something that fits like within a 5-foot square. So like a wolf or a dog or something to that, like something of a normal medium size.
An angry ass badger.
An angry ass badger is totally acceptable. I will respect the badger.
Okay, in comes honey badger.
Cool.
Thank you, DM.
No, you're welcome. No, like I said, I like it. I like this. Like that was a cool moment. I like the idea of that. Guard number 1. Okay, guard number 1 is going to take a step into the doorway here. So he's gonna actually stand in the hallway. So Uther and Anernek, you'd be able to see this. Nobody else would be able to actually make out what's going on here, because first of all, you guys, like, nobody other than you two would even be able to see the guard in the corner. Parkour. Nobody else would be able to see the guard in the corner. Uther, you'd actually only be able to make out part of him until he stepped into that hallway. But you see this guard step into the hallway there, and he is going to take out a spear. So he has you see him, like, as he's moving, he grabs he grabs 2 spears off of the wall. And he like holds one in his one hand, and he's actually going to throw the other one, and he is going to throw it. He's going to throw it at Anernek because she just came flying into the room. Actually, no, he wouldn't do that because he would have just seen her. He's going to throw it at Uther. Because he would have seen Uther, and this badger would have come, like, you know, whirlwinding into the room. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Get away from me with that. No. Okay, take this, drop it on Uther. 21 to hit Uther.
I liked your first one.
Yeah, it's not nearly as good.
That'll hit.
Okay. Dealing 7 points of damage.
I am no longer a wolf.
Okay. That's good. Guard number 3 is in base to base with Uther. He is going to grab a spear and attack with a 7 to hit, which misses, of course. This guy. Oh, Andernek. Yeah, seeing as though Andernek's in here, you'd be able to see this as well. This guy is just he is going to 1, 2, 3. He's going to walk up here like this, and he is going to pull out his scimitar and make an attack on Andernek with a 14 to hit, dealing 6 points of damage. Oh, detect magic and guidance. I was like, what is this concentration business? Okay, so yeah. So detect magic expires. Not that you have detected anything, to be honest. You have not. Very, very like, you know, very, very. I mean, if anything, you're getting like, if anything, you're getting like very subtle. Yeah, like you're not even getting. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, you're getting nothing. You're getting nothing. Anyways, and then guidance falls off of Uther. So there you have it. Old Man Nero, it is your turn.
Coming in hot. Well, slow, but you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna amble my way up here. Don't mind me while I draw some circles on the map here.
Oh God, please no.
How do I do this again?
God,
God, why is this thing so obtuse?
I know. I'm hoping Unity's better. Right click, select pointers, and then there you go. And then just make sure that that center is in the center of a square. Bada bing.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. So you
We're
get
doing some shatter here.
God, the kids would love you, or so I think. Yep.
It's those guys.
I mean, you would get. Hold on. Yes. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Bada bing. There you go.
I have no idea like what happened, and I hope I didn't kill Andernek. But
I mean, you unshifted her, but that's a thing. It's fine.
So shatter is just like this big ringing, intense, painful sound.
Oh, auto ring. Sorry.
Yeah, it auto does it for you. In a 10-foot radius sphere centered on a place of my choice.
Mm-hmm.
And does 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save and half as much. So
okay, so you see, like, okay, so within the room in Andernek, you'd be afflicted by this as well. Yeah, you hear all of a sudden this like this loud, like ear splitting, like tinnitus ish. It sounds like okay, you get this ear splitting, terrible wail of like that reminds you of really poorly played bagpipes. You know, and you're like, man, who is playing this goddamn shit? And in the process, you see Cultist 1, Cultist 5, and Cultist 8, like their ears just start to bleed. And they fall to the ground, dead. Cultist 3 and Cultist 7. Cultist 3 and Cultist 7 start like grabbing start covering their ears, like doing what they can to try and not drop their weapon in the process, but they are not having a really good time, and they don't seem overly happy about it, we'll put it that way. And Andernek, you end up getting turned back into Andernek out of it. Anything else from you, Mr. Old Man Nero?
No, he's finishing his job of making sure everyone is as deaf as he is. He steps back out of the way.
Yeah, and pulls his hearing horn back out of his out of his pocket or something. Wow.
We'll need to make more of these.
All right. Rack, it is your turn.
After Rack seeing, everybody getting in licks, but he he, hasn't got a chance to go yet, Rack's he's gonna get pretty feisty and run in there, and then he's gonna stop because Uther's in front of him.
10, 15, 20, 25. What's your movement speed? 30 feet, right?
That is correct. Sorry, I know I just went through the wall like that.
No, I'm just counting squares. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I mean, fuck, you can go to here.
Okay, well then.
I mean, it's
gonna
like
go right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a hard corner to do, but I mean, it like I'll let that one go.
All right, and I don't know how do you get rid of the arrows.
The here, let me see if I can move you around a little bit and see if that'll do it.
Oh my god, he's teleporting.
That's it. Yeah, welcome to the power of DM control. There. Yeah,
and then with that, with Rack making like the best slip through possible, he's gonna take a swing at Cultist 7.
Okay, so this guy, because he has taken... Oh, no, he's the one that attacked Danronek. Never mind. I take it back. Carry on.
With a 7.
That, yeah, you get up there, and he's just kind of like doing the funky chicken, holding onto his ears, and you take a swing at him, but miss.
Rack is going to take a second swing with his Morningstar at that guy.
Sure.
This time with 14.
Yeah, you don't miss that time. Good night, sweet prince.
With 6 damage.
Okay. Yeah, as he is as he's like reaching up to grab his ears to kind of try and stop the incessant ringing that is happening within his ears, you run up with your hammer and make sure that he doesn't hear anything ever again.
And then Rack is gonna use action surge and take I wouldn't say a third swing. He's gonna ready a hand axe and try to hit Cultist 3.
Okay, so Cultist 3, because he has taken up a defensive stance, you're gonna have disadvantage to attack him. Just because, like I said, he is like given up his opportunity to attack someone, and instead, what he is doing is he is like defending. Basically, he is defending himself.
So that's just click disadvantage, right?
Yep, just click the DIS and then do your attack like normal, and off you go.
That's going to be a 16.
Still hits. Go ahead. Do your worst.
That'll be 9 points of damage.
All right, that's pretty bad. Okay.
Rack wasn't playing around. He don't deal with that disadvantage. He just keeps going.
That's fair.
All right. That'll be the end of Rack's turn.
Okay. Uther.
All right, so first off, as my bonus action, I'd like to do the Unicorn Spirit Totem.
Sure.
Which is a pointer. "30 feet radius."
Jesus Christ.
Let me double check. A 30-foot radius around it, so it's actually double that.
Good fucking god, yeah.
Alright, so it looks like there's a unicorn in the room now, which gives us advantage on detecting foes that we find, that we're like skill checks to detect creatures in the area. And then also, if I cast a healing spell, it will restore hit points equal to my druid level on anyone who I choose within the aura. So if I cast a healing spell, then it
Okay.
will give basically everyone in our party 4 points of health.
Sure.
Uh,
You want to put that? You want to put that little dot in the middle of a square somewhere? You're directly in between two squares. There you go.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Okay, so that's my bonus action, and then
Okay.
I'd like to look at the cultist and go, hi, sorry, tried to bite you, but it seems like we're gonna fight, so I'm gonna hit you with a quarterstaff now
Yeah.
with a 6.
Okay. He like blocks your quarterstaff with his scimitar. He's like, yes, fighting. Don't hit me. That's rude.
Uther is not built for melee combat, and that's my turn.
That fucking that bonk. Okay. Cultist number 4. Oh, yes. Okay, yes. You talk so kindly to him that he is going to talk kindly to you with his scimitar. He's like, yes, this is how you hit things. He like swings his scimitar at you and like cuts you with it, dealing 2 points of damage. He's like, look, try this. Hacks you.
Oh, thanks. I'll try that next time.
All
Thanks.
right. So sorry. Okay. So tell me about this. Tell me about your weird unicorn and how it like finds people.
So, if I cast a healing spell on anyone inside or outside of the aura, it heals any creature of my choice for my druid level, so for 4 points inside the aura.
But there was something about being able to find
Oh.
things.
It gives us advantage on skill checks to find hidden creatures within the aura. So if we're like doing a perception check to try and find something, we get advantage. Like if we're looking for a guard that ran away or whatever, or someone that's invisible.
I understand. Okay.
So that's usually probably pretty minimal, but I really
Fair
just want the healing.
Okay. So we're okay. Ding ding. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Draxon, it is your turn.
Let's try this one last time with the remaining poisoned arrow. at
Yes.
Cultist 4.
Okay.
24.
That hits.
Great.
The last snoother stick.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Yeah, add so that's your normal short bow damage?
Yeah, it didn't roll the D4.
Okay, well, just do it and then
4 points of poison.
and that was on cultist 4, right? Sure is.
Correct.
All right, there we go. Can I excuse you? Are you gonna my friend, can you please all right, there it goes. All right, good. Oh wait, so yeah, so with your last snoother stick, great name by the way. So with your last snoother stick, you shoot it into him, and at first it doesn't really seem like it seemed like it wounded him. It seemed snoother. It seemed like it wounded him at first, but then as you see, he kind of like goes to continue the fight for a little bit, and after just a couple seconds, like 3 or 4 seconds, he ends up falling to the ground and kind of convulsing to death. Bada bing. Anything else, good sir?
Yeah, I'm going to move around Uther to that spot.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my. Oh wait, no, never mind. I did not make a melee attack, so I can't do that. Bonus action, disengage, and so I don't take an op attack and move to the opposite wall as
Sure.
I go by.
Yep. That makes sense. Good. Anardeck. It is your turn.
Can I still see guard 1 in that hallway there?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna make a dash toward him and oh, correction. Bonus action, wild shape.
Mhm.
And if you'll allow it, is there enough room to be a
Yes.
bear? I am going to be a bear.
Yep. Okay,
And
you'd be right there.
attack guard 1.
Gotcha. All right, up you go. Okay. Yep.
Up
Go for it.
Please. All right. I am going to do a claw attack first.
Sure.
23 to hit.
That hits.
Or dead.
For dead. Okay, very good.
What, 10 feet?
You have gone 5, 10, 15, 20. You've got 20 so far.
I'm going to turn and I'm going to bite at guard 3.
Sure.
$19
That hits.
for 10 damage.
Okay. He is I mean, he's not looking thrilled about it. He's looking quite harmed as your big bare teeth chomp into him greatly. Anything else?
I'm just going to move just slightly enough so if people need to get past me to get in the tunnel, they can.
Which direction?
So
So if you do that, you will.
he can hit me.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, go ahead and I'll just move you. Ding, there you are. Okay, so he's going to take an opportunity attack against you with his spear with a 15 to hit. Dealing as he pokes at you with his spear, he's like, "Hurr!" and he deals 6 points of damage to you. God. Okay.
That's my turn.
I mean, realistically, he's just going to take a 5-foot step. He's just going to follow up and try and do it again. That would be the most logical thing.
Here, my biggest thing is I didn't want to block the tunnel with my big bear butt.
I understand. 10 to hit is a miss. As he kind of like as he starts like making his makes his way towards you with his spear, and he doesn't really get like a very proper thrust towards you with his second his non-opportunity spear strike. Old man Nero, it is your turn.
Wander in here. Oh, that's too far. Come on.
There it is.
Why is this thing still pointing at Anarneck?
Hold control and click on Anarneck again. It's because she didn't die, if we're being honest.
I don't know why she suddenly became smaller.
Tiny bear.
Oh yeah, what the fuck? Well,
she's so tiny and cute now.
Well, let me see here.
Just right click and unlock. Yeah.
There we go.
All right, Eldritch Blast. 21.
All right, good night, sweet prince.
Good night.
Corpse.
Ooh, 10 damage.
Jesus Christ. Ghetto crit. Kaboom.
And he's blown 10 feet in the direction, so he splatters on the wall.
Yes. Okay. Rack, you I mean, as far as you, yeah, and like unless somebody's gonna yell at you about the folks that took off down the hallway, you wouldn't even know that they were there.
Well, okay, so here's a question before we get to that. Are we
Mhm.
still considered in combat?
That really depends on if that truly depends on if somebody explains to you that there were some people running down the hall or not, because then it kind of becomes your prerogative if you want to remain in combat or if you'd like to drop combat.
Would I have seen it? Can I do like a perception check to know, to see if I would have seen them run down the hallway? Because I was kind of tangled up with folks.
Good point. Yeah, go for it.
An 8.
You would not have seen them run down the hallway. Like you would have seen, like you would have seen a couple of them, like, how would this work? Okay, it would you would feel like you would definitely have a feeling that there is less of them now than there was earlier, but you would not fully comprehend one. You would have no idea where they went, even though there is really a logical explanation for that, but you wouldn't necessarily know that they went down there, and you wouldn't necessarily know how many there were. But like there would probably be something about it that you're like, I feel like there was more at one point, but I'm not sure. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so when I was a wolf, it seemed like there were more guys in here, and there was a lot of shuffling, but I don't know. I don't know where they went. But just, be careful. I'm sure they have to be around here somewhere, and they definitely didn't come this way.
Rack, upon hearing that there could be more fight, and kind of focused on that because that's just how he is going to look for the nearest entrance in the direction that he's facing, or exit rather, and slowly start stomping in that direction, weapon still drawn, and make his way in that direction.
Okay. You would then see that. You'd see this kind of thing. There you go.
Now I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
With ready in action, how does that work with bonus actions?
You tell me. You tell me. Tell me what action it does. It doesn't matter. So like readying in action is readying in action. So like right now you've used your movement action, right? Like you've moved 30 feet. So you have a standard action and a bonus action. So at this point, you tell me what the action is that you would like to tell me. Yeah, just tell me what the action is that you would like to ready, and what the trigger is, and that's it.
Okay, well, okay, so the reason I said this, the way that works with bonus reactions, because the one thing that I was going to use as a bonus reaction is use Second Wind to go ahead and just take the little bit of damage that he has and heal it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But he was going to also, since he's walking down a corridor that is practically straight, not all the way, he was going to ready his other hand axe, ready to toss it at the nearest opponent that, like the first one that stuck his head out like a dummy, and he was just going to hack it in that direction. But if that's not possible, then I'll just take the Second Wind heal.
I'll let you ready your axe. I'll let you ready. I'll let you ready the axe.
So So he's in one hand. He's going to ready the axe, and then I guess you want me to go ahead and use the second wind, or
Yeah. Totally.
okay. And he's going to heal back 9, and then he's going to stand ready for the next dum dum that pokes around the corner, and that'll be Rack's turn.
Okay. Uther.
Okay, I would like to, I guess I'll move up behind Rack there, and I would like to cast as my bonus action Healing Word on Rack at first level. So that'll heal him for 6, and then I will add the 4 to everybody else in the party. And that's, yeah, that'll be my turn.
Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna quickly review. What in the fuck was that? Weird. Something dinged, and I don't know what the hell it was. Makes me feel uncomfortable. Okay. Okay. Okay, sounds good. So you that's a thing. That's a thing. That's a thing. Draxon, it's your turn.
Well, seeing that my arrows were kind of useless, I will put the bow away and pull out. Actually, you said that these guys were using scimitars?
That is correct.
I'm just going to grab one of their scimitars off the ground.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go move behind Rack.
By the way, out of character, I actually really super respect that action for different reasons, but I just wanted to say that.
Okay. You're moving to there. Okay.
Anna's going to back up and stay all back of the bus waiting for Nero.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Sounds good. Nero.
Probably just gonna. This looks like a fun train to be in, so I'll just move up in behind Uther here.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I got you.
Did anyone want a chair? I can make a chair. This is fun. It's fun stuff.
At the Copacabana. Rack, it is your turn.
Rack is going to make him get right here at the entrance and see if he sees anything before he goes running straight into the room.
Oh, he will see a lot of things standing right there. He'll see a bunch of this. There you go. That's 5 feet.
That's good. Rack is going to. By the way, is during combat, is there is he able to survey the room real quick, or is this just a give and go situation?
Oh, you can survey. Absolutely, you can survey. Okay. So yeah, so you so this room is kind of this room is probably the most well composed room you've seen in this entire cave system. Spread open on one of the tables, you see like a little simple map. There's a couple tables around it within this room. One of them looks like a writing desk almost. There's a stool sitting at it. There's a couple tables here and there that have books and papers on it. There's a mirror on a floor stand in one of the corners. There's a couple oil lamps that are providing some dim light in this area. The floor is completely covered with rugs. Like close like against the wall where just past guard 2 there, you see like a little rope ladder leading up and kind of like disappearing up above. That's it.
Alrighty then. With that, let's see, Rack already used 5, so let's see. Rack is gonna run to about right here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And on guard 2, he's gonna give him the horns.
Okay.
And with an awful 7.
7 does not connect.
Then Rack is going to make a second attack with his battle axe on Cultist 6 with an 18.
That does connect.
With 11 damage.
Yeah, you cleave that gentleman in twain with that battle axe after not really after the guard kind of steers you aside. You then turn around with your axe and completely dismember cultist number 6.
He's gonna yell, "Get got!" and then he's gonna, end his turn.
Sure. Uther, it's your turn.
Okay, I am going to move up into the room after hearing Uther yelling. And I guess upon seeing everybody in there, I'm gonna use Frostbite on cultist number 2.
Okay.
So he does a DC 13 save.
He succeeds on his Constitution save.
I believe it does nothing then because it's just a cantrip.
That would make sense. Okay.
Yeah, yep, that's so nothing happens. And that's my turn.
Okay.
I guess as a bonus action, I'm gonna move the unicorn spirit into the room.
Fucking unicorn spirit. Okay.
So you just see a ghost unicorn go running down that hallway.
Just like this unicorn dabbing its way down the hall. They're kind of doing the cha-cha slide or something.
Yeah, that's how I roll.
In Discord, that's what I imagine. Sorry for those fans, those people out there that can't see that.
That's fucking excellent. Okay. And that's all for you then.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Cultist number 2. Jesus Christ. Cultist number 2 is going to approach and attack Rack with his scimitar. For a 20 not nat to hit. Dealing 4 points of damage. Guard number 2 is going to try and attack with his spear after turning you aside with a nat 20. Interesting. Get 20'd for 7 points of damage.
Hey, now it's not supposed to be the DM. What?
I need to get my nat 20s too. All right, jerks. Draxon, it's your turn.
I'm cheering for you. Wait.
I'm going to go move next to Rack.
Okay.
Gonna attack Cultist 2 with his borrowed scimitar. For a soft 20.
That connects.
And a thing I've been forgetting to do, because Rack's there, I get sneak attack.
That is correct.
For 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage is enough to kill this gentleman.
That is my turn.
Sounds good. Internet, it is your turn.
Before I move, can I do a perception check on with my smell
Mhm.
to see if there's anything out of the ordinary coming from the north?
Sure, go for it.
So may I roll with advantage because of keen smell?
Yeah, absolutely.
That will be 21.
You get this what would what does out of the ordinary mean to you?
To me, meaning these odd creatures that we've already come in contact with if there's any of those familiar smells.
Mm-hmm.
Not barbecue this time. I'm not sniffing for barbecue. Stinky kobolds or stinky dragonkins. That's what I'm trying to smell.
Sure. Yeah, you don't pick up any of that there.
Okay. And okay. I think, however, I am going to basically block this doorway in case anything comes up behind us. So I will hold to attack if anything comes up at us. And that'll be my turn.
Sounds good. Old man Nero.
Nero is going to quote unquote rush in.
Quote unquote.
Hey?
And we're just going to go ahead and give the old give guard to the old Eldritch Blast.
Do love a good Eldritch Blast.
Who doesn't? 24.
That hits.
5 damage.
And blasted 10 feet. Jesus Christ. Ye olde Eldritch Blasty. Okay. All right. Yeah, you see this guy go flying across the room and and ends up in the corner in a heap. Rack, it is your turn.
Rack's gonna look at him and go, "Where are you going? We're not done fighting yet." And he's gonna rush over towards him and again try to hit him with the horns.
Sure. Just gonna gore this poor guy who just got blown across the room. Fucking.
With a soft 20, 23.
That hits. Guy only has like one shoe on because the other one got blown out of the other one. Like motherfucking.
with 5 damage.
Goddamn blown across a fucking room, and now I get this Minotaur up my ass. Jesus Christ.
It's a long day at the office.
This poor guard. I don't get paid enough for this. Uther, it's your turn.
Does that count as everything? I'm
Oh, sorry. No. You're right. No, you're right. Sorry, I am constantly thinking in standard actions. No, it's your turn. It's do your thing.
Well, he's gonna take a second swing with the battle axe. I mean, I'm sure Uther would have killed him, but
No. You're absolutely correct. This guy's looking not good.
with 17 with his battle axe.
All right, just tell me how this goes down, because there's no way you don't kill this dude. Oh fuck.
So I'm sorry. It's compulsion. I had to roll. It's like OCD or something.
I get it.
Like I already had it too. So Rack basically, after ramming him and practically goring him, like I guess he couldn't really run anywhere because the horn was still in him. So, as Rack was lifting his head up, like it just cut at his waist as Rack was lifting his head and just cut his waist in half, and that was the end of him.
Yeah.
He's brutal but efficient.
Should we ask him where everybody else went? Never mind. You gave him already. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That guy's now in pieces. Just gonna open that up as well.
Are we out of combat?
You are now.
Next gonna wander north.
In order for you to get down there, you're gonna have to drop bear.
In the tunnel?
Yep. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to. It's a little too tight.
Sure.
Right. Okay, so dealing with the group of 4 at the moment. Spread open on one of the tables is a simple map of the Greenfields area showing the villages the cult attacked and looted. An arrow is sketched in from the Greenfields toward the west and the town of Barag.
Barrow what? I'm sorry.
I think we lost Win. I think we're having a Discord error at the moment, or is it me?
He's back in here. I don't know if his mic's set up. Sorry about this, guys. The Discord is doing what Discord does.
Yes, it is a Discord server thing, guys. Please be patient.
Hey, ooh, can I do this? Check that out. Bada bing.
Hey, Wynn's back. Yay.
There we go. Uh-oh. What, did I drop out?
No, we just had Discord errors. Like half of us could hear each other and half of us couldn't.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me reread that then. Let me start again. Hem. Spread open on one of the tables is a simple map of the Greenfields area showing the villages the cult attacked and looted. An arrow is sketched in from the Greenfields towards the west and the town of Baragost on the Trade Way, where the arrow then turns north. A separate sheet of paper that is covered in numerals in columns contains the note. Everything must be freighted. Motherfuck, happening again. Oh, that's me. That's definitely me.
I can still hear you, by the way.
I hear you.
Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like, you didn't cut out that time.
I think he can't hear us, guys. So, thank you for everybody that's tuning in right now. We appreciate the support and the company. please just let's have a word from our sponsor, which we don't have a sponsor because I'm totally joking.
I wish.
All right, hold on.
Oh,
Okay,
oh,
we're good. We're good. Okay. It's WT's back to. Okay. So I have a question for people who are more technologically adept than I am. When I'm connecting to Discord and it hangs for a second and it tells me no route, what the fuck does no route mean?
it's server closest to you trying to connect to the Discord server directly. So it's probably something closer to your area. That's why half of us were here and half of you weren't, because we're all on different servers connecting together.
Oh.
Someone
Yes,
with
that's the
enlightenment.
simplest way.
Good. No, that's
when-
fine. It just like I said, it hung up for a second and I was looking at it because like, you know, it shows your connection level. It's like the bars or whatever. And I had one bar and it was red. I was like, okay, that's fine. And then so I disconnected. When I reconnected, it said no route. And then it was like that for maybe 10, 15 seconds or like 10 seconds, I guess. And then it just like pushed through and reconnected me. So
When to get all that information, you had to roll a perception check, and I didn't see that.
you got to roll shit on a perception check. No, you don't have to roll a perception check.
I'm
Yeah.
just making a joke.
Oh, I get you. Okay, so one more time with feeling this time. I will give it to you one more time. This way, hopefully everyone can hear me. Maybe. I hope so. Here we go. Spread open on one of the tables is a simple map of the Greenfields area showing the villages the cult attacked and looted. An arrow is sketched from the Greenfields toward the west and the town of Baragost on the trade way. At that point, the arrow turns north. A separate sheet of paper that is covered with numerals in columns contains the note: everything must be freighted north to Neritar. Resmir allowed us to keep some pearls, some pearls, a ring, and a handful of small stones. Other papers are of less interest. Most of them just have bad poetry about dragons written on them.
Can I study the poetry about dragons?
Sure.
Okay. I just want to read it.
You, it's terrible. It's really bad poetry about dragons.
Rack is not interested in papers, but he's very interested in his hand axe in the other room where Anarnek is. So after he gets this guy's body off his horn, he's gonna make his way back to the other room.
Does it say anything about where they put the pearls, the ring, and the handful of stones?
It does not say where they have put the no, it does not. It does not say where they are. All right. Would you ready? Are you ready for a bit of bad poetry about dragons?
Yes.
I have one for you.
Is it a haiku?
No.
Darn.
So
okay.
So you see in this poetry, you see one called "Woe is Me." It goes as follows: I wish I was a dragon. Woe is me. I would have huge claws on my feet. My teeth would be huge, yellow and sharp. But I probably couldn't play a harp. Woe is me.
I love it. I love it so much.
Well done.
There you go. That's what I got. Bad poetry.
I will.
Yes.
I will take the map, gingerly removing. Oh no, it's just an arrow that's sketched on there. I thought it was held down with an arrow for a second. But take the map and the page with numerals, and put them in our pack so that we can take them with us and show them to Leelson.
Okay.
As Rack fetches his axe, he'll tell Interneck, "They're all
I'm
dead.
not-
It's
not there.
clear.
There.
I'm in the room with you now."
Right. But while you guys were in the other room, I
Yeah,
went
so
north.
so Anterneck's starting to move up this direction, so I'll put that there.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No,
not-
no,
not
you're
there.
fine. You're fine. Like I just want to deal with like this half, and then we'll deal with the other, well, single person. But yes.
I just wanted to stop you from what you were going to say before I heard it because I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're good. You're good. I did not know. I'm sorry. I my brain kind of
Man.
like I was hearing the bad poetry about dragons, and my brain went,
Don't make me get another one ready.
listening.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay,
That's
so you
why
have
I
those,
am trying to sneak. Just
and you're
putting
trying
it
to
out
sneak.
there.
Okay, roll a stealth check, but I will take care of you in a second. So I'm not even gonna look at your roll just yet.
No rush, sir. No rush.
Okay. Yeah, so you three, so okay, so Uther rolls up this like map and some other documents sitting on one of the tables. Draxon and like Rack heads back to go and pick up his axe. Nero and Draxon, what are you up to?
What is in this alcove?
What is in that alcove? So in there you see a small bed. This bed is much nicer than like the general state of the beds that you've seen in here. Like this one is like a air quotes proper mattress. Probably filled with some kind of like bunch of feathers and shit like that. You see two trunks. Yep. Yeah, you see a couple trunks sitting there. Couple that's truly about it. Maybe probably like a chair, maybe a table in there, but that's it.
I'd like to open the trunks.
Would you like to open the left trunk or the right trunk first?
One.
Sorry, one more time.
The left trunk, please.
No problem. You open up the left trunk and you see it is full of clothing that appears to be intended for a human or humanoid female.
Okay, then I'll open the right one.
Okay. Inside of the right trunk, there are two items in the right trunk. There is a key, just an iron key, and there is a set of clothes, again suited for a human or humanoid female, that you instantly recognize as being one of the higher ups of the cult's clothing. So it kind of has like the Pope sash and all that shit with it. This particular set of clothing, I should say, is in impeccable condition.
I will take the fancy clothes and
Okay.
onto those.
I will drop it in the party sheet, and then you can just take it from there. Bink. There it is. It's called Cult of the Dragon Regalia. Let me see if I can come up with something to put that. F. Okay. And then so then I'll put this in here and then I'll just change the name on it and we'll call it Dragon Cave. All right. Nope. There. All right. So there's 2 items in the party sheet right now. So there's the Cult of the Dragon Regalia and there's one I put in there called the Dragon Cave Key. Those are the 2 items.
That key as well.
Sure.
Put it in my pocket.
Not aware of these items yet, so I can't do anything.
Nope.
Rack's not in the room either.
Yep. So those two are in there. It's all in the party sheet. There you go. Okay. So, anything else?
Can I do just a general investigation of this room?
Absolutely. Go ahead and just make an investigation check.
21.
Upon your kind of investigation of this room, again, you notice all the same stuff that I've read before. So that you see the maps and the shit with all the arrows pointed on them that Uther is super invested in. You kind of are walking by and investigating and looking around. You see Draxon. You see Draxon rummaging through some chests. through a couple of trunks up in that little alcove there. You see him kind of rummaging through some women's clothing. You see him hold up this iron key in this set of cultist robes. Yeah. There's nothing really, unless you're looking for something super specific. There's, like I said, this room is very well put together. The furniture in here, although not being of exceptionally high quality, is significantly higher than any of the stuff in the rest of the cave or in the rest of the camp from what you've seen.
Would the fact that most of the time these guys would have been guarding dragon eggs and stuff throughout this cave be enough to look for anything around hiding dragon eggs or something like that?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, there's nowhere in here there's no way in here that you find another egg. There's no the eggs, as far as you're concerned, you feel that probably the rope ladder that is kind of off in the corner there, which is represented by that circle and then the little dashed things in the corner, that actually leads up into where the shrine is, into that shrine area. So you feel that that the whole thing is that they are protecting. They would be protecting the eggs that you would have found over in that little clutch, way over in the corner.
Okay. Guess there's nothing else in here then.
Okay. Okay. There you go. So then you're headed back over there. Okay. So now dealing with Anderneck. So while you guys are off doing your little song and dance, Anderneck is off wandering the hallways. Kind of, sort of.
As quietly as possible.
Right. And you made a 13 stealth check. Yes. Okay.
Sir.
Okay. Yeah, sneaky. Look, I'm just gonna do this just for ease of doing it.
Okay.
See, also lazy.
What do I see? What do I see in there?
As you kind of make your way up there, you notice that particular chamber there is mostly empty. There's a couple. There's like some odds and ends in here. You find like some overturned and otherwise broken boxes. A bunch of items, sort of like pottery. Various, maybe like some pieces of furniture and that are just kind of in poor order or otherwise broken. There's a few coins and small gems that scattered amongst on the ground a little bit. There's like it smells of wine and alcohol in here. You see like there's some discolorations like on the ground, just like discoloring the stone as though like maybe a barrel had either been dropped and broken, or was leaking or something like that. Like the aroma is still there, but there's no like drinkable liquid.
I see. So it's remnants of an alcoholic beverage.
Correct. Yeah.
May I make a roll for anything valuable or useful, or if there is an unopened cask?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a investigation check.
I am going to cast guidance on myself.
Sure.
And investigation, you said?
That is correct.
That'll be 18.
Sure. Plus your guidance if
Oh, right. That's 4, right?
yeah, guidance is a D4, isn't it? It is. 22.
Yeah, 22.
Okay. Yeah, so
No
you
alcohol.
yeah, no alcohol. There's no alcohol, but what there is again, just like you kind of like pick up a bunch of the like you pick up kind of like the gems and the small gems and like the loose coins and that sort of stuff. I'm just gonna give this, I mean, it depends, like I can either put it in the party inventory or whatever, but like
I'm not going to tell anybody about it.
okay, that's fair. Then just add, like, just to make things easy, because I'm not going to be like, oh, one small gem worth this amount, one small gem worth that amount. Just give yourself like 16 gold pieces, and that's basically kind of the gist of what you found.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just give yourself a feisty 16 gold pieces.
Added on to what I had. I got it. Thank you.
Correcto. No problem.
I'll make my way back down the hallway once I've done that. So
Okay.
As Rack sees everybody probably pull into the room and probably Internet come down the hallway,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna look at Internet since she just came from like that direction and be like, "Was there anything to kill in that room?"
no, sadly, I think somebody destroyed some wine casks that were in there.
And with that, Rack's gonna be disappointed and hit this wall and begin checking his weaponry and making sure it's in good repair.
Okay. Sounds good.
What'd you guys find down there?
We found a map with some notes on it. Looks like maybe where they're going. And something with a bunch of numbers on it. I don't know what they mean, though.
I found some fancy clothes.
I didn't find anything except for broken wine casks, and that was kind of sad. I wish there were some intact ones. should we head out before any more come wandering through here, or what do you guys want to do? What does the note say? Does it give us directions anywhere?
Yeah, it says everything is going north to Neritar. And I don't know if Neritar is this town or if it's like a dragon name or something like that. But there's an arrow towards Barracost, I think is the town name on here.
Should we go back to the town and tell them that all these people are dead and no more dragons?
It's probably a good idea, Rack. Also, there might be somebody in town that's heard of that uh, location on the map and might help us lead us in a direction. And without that word, Rack begins to start heading on his way out of the cave. How are you holding up, old man? Are you getting tired?
Oh, yeah. I'm tired, but I think I'll be fine. Don't worry. We'll get our way back, and you know, maybe we can have a bit of a sleep there. I'm pretty beat.
Annernek's gonna start following Rack after Nero replies.
Okay.
So we make our way out of the cave, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys make your way out of the cave. You end up back out in that camp area again. The camp that was at one point very well populated with kobolds and cultists and a prisoner camp and all that sort of stuff within really no more than about 36 hours or so. You find that it is still, I mean, it's probably been you've spent a few hours in this cave, so it's probably 38, 39, 40 hours at this point. But yeah, again, just walking out, the camp feels very empty to you. Like it feels even more empty now that you've kind of spent some time in this cave. You're kind of naggingly reminded of how busy the camp was not even 2 full days ago. You're kind of reminded of just the sheer volume of people that were within that camp when you were coming into save Leosin, and now the just again, like as you walk out, the smell of kind of decay and rot are permeating the air, the little bits of like dried blood and just excrement, like just it's really starting to sink into you and striking you just like how interesting and strange it is that 2 days ago this was a thriving camp, and now it's nothing. Now it's very, very, very empty.
Would we be able to do the short walk back up the cliff wall like we came down to get back to the town?
Yeah, I'm not gonna dick around with that too much. It's, you guys have a bunch of time, you can take your time and get yourself organized.
Definitely as we're exiting the cave at some point with the walking back to town, Annernek's going to talk to Uther, if that's cool.
Sure.
So, are you getting more comfortable with the wolf now?
Yeah, Yeah, I really like the wolf. I think we had a dog when I was a kid, and so it's close to that. And I think it's getting better. I'm still a little aggressive as a wolf, as you might have saw, but it's getting there.
Aggression's great as long as you're in control.
Yeah, you know, and sometimes I feel a little more comfortable attacking things as a wolf than I do as a man.
I get it. But the bear, I have a connection with the bear, so I totally understand. If you ever want to practice some more, just let me know, okay?
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, and I saw that there were a couple other animals. Those sturges, those are really confusing things, but trying to study those a little bit too.
Yeah, those things give me the creeps. And that's pretty much it of the conversation. If anything
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. So again, you guys you guys make your way back to greenest refugee camp, if you will. And you notice that people are once again kind of anxiously excited to have you guys come back. So Leosin kind of approaches you and says, well, how did it go? How was it out there?
We killed things. And then Rat kind of like goes about his business going and looking for something to drink and a place to sharpen his axe.
Okay.
Yeah, he got to smash a lot of eggs and skulls, so he's pretty happy with the whole adventure. We found some notes though. Uther, you got those? You found something, right? Maybe Leosin knows what the hell it is.
Yeah. So I pull the map out of my pack and the page with all the numbers and numerals and things on it. And yeah, we found it was in like a secret area where there were like a bunch of the cultist guys. And so I don't know. This might have been in by like their commander's area, but it's something about where they're headed next, I think. So I
kind of
roll the map up.
He kind of looks it over. He's like, oh, this is very good intel. This is the sort of stuff that I was trying to get. This is the stuff I was trying to get at before I was discovered, I suppose, and taken captive. And it's like, you're gonna have to let me review this for tonight, and we'll have to talk about talk about do you guys have any plans? Like, are you planning to go after them, or what's going on? What are your thoughts?
I found this cool dragon poetry book that I was gonna read. That's all I had planned.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, he kind of like skims some of the poetry in there. He's like, oh, right, quite gripping stuff. I see. Good. He just like hands the poetry back to you.
Rax, like I said, already in the distance, so he's already getting something to drink. So he's probably missed most of this conversation, if not all of it.
Gotcha.
I mean, I think we should probably. I mean, you review that, and we can probably talk about it in the morning. I'm pretty beat. I'm probably gonna go read my creepy book and then go lie down for a while, if I'm honest.
Right on. Sounds good. Yeah, it's completely understandable. We'll get this all, it says yes, I'll spend the evening kind of reviewing this, and maybe we'll meet up tomorrow, or tomorrow we'll meet up in the morning, and we'll discuss how to proceed. Yeah, there he is. Look at him. Good old Leoson.
Oh,
and with
Liam
that,
Neeson looks awesome.
yes, Liam Neeson. Look at him. And with that, I mean, this is a really, I mean, it's a shorter stream today, but this is definitely a good place to stop. What's going to happen, guys, is you guys are going to level up. You guys are going to hit level 5, which is absolutely incredible. Of course, you guys are gaining power like crazy. So if you guys want to go about doing your level up things, we can use the last little bit of what we would. You're fucked now, TM. Jesus Christ. That's it. Time to up fucking hit points and damage on these bitches. Yeah. So give yourselves your proper levels up. I think that's probably as good a point as any for us to possibly raid someone and go from there.